So today we'll be reviewing the poem Punishment in Kindergarten by Kamala Das. Now, when we talk about Kamala Das as a writer, she's South Indian. She's from Kerala basically, and she is very famous for her short stories and poems which she wrote in Malayalam and in English. And she's quite popular with her writings, as her writings are more about her own experiences from her childhood. And they explore everything from a female perspective, giving it a new thought process. Now, this particular poem which we are talking about is about an incident from her kindergarten years. Now, from the title, it is easily understandable that she is being nostalgic. That is, something is in present has triggered for her to thought about her past, and from the past she has picked up a particular instant which either was which either could have been a happy memory or a sad memory. But from the title it is quite clear that it is a sad memory, because the words that used are quite strong. Punishment, so kindergarten. So it's not one particular class from kindergarten. It is something which kind of dictated the rest of her kindergarten years. So let's read the poem together. Today the world is a little more my own. No need to remember the pain a blue-frocked woman caused, throwing words at me like pots and pans to drain that honey-colored day of peace. Why don't you join the others? What a peculiar child you are. On the lawn in clusters sat my schoolmates sipping sugar cane. They turned and laughed. Children are funny. They laugh in mirth at others' tears. I buried my face in the sun-warmed hedge and smelt the flowers and the pain. The words are muffled now, the laughing faces only a blur. The years have sped along, stopping briefly at beloved halts and moving sadly on. My mind has found an adult peace. No need to remember that picnic day when I lay hidden by a hedge, watching the steel white sun standing lonely in the sky. There is no particular rhyme scheme which has been followed in the poem. You cannot particularly name this, and then the number of lines in a particular stanza is also not same throughout. It is different for each stanza. So it kind of again reflects that the writing style of the author here identifies itself with a child's thought process, which is not singular in its approach, which changes from time to time. In the first stanza, we talk how a child is affected by the words of an adult. In the second stanza, we talk about how a child is affected by the words of other children. In the third stanza, we talk about that particular child's perspective in an adulthood. As we already see, so elaborating upon it, the three stanzas of the poem give you three different, perspectives. The first one is of a person who is in the recollection period. That means he is in the past and the present. The second person is totally in the past and is thinking about the children, or namely her friends from her kindergarten. The third one is talking about now an adult person who has matured upon and who has seen the ups and downs of his life. The person that we are talking about in the first two stanzas is a person who is very sensitive and who is affected by what others think of her, and for whom others' opinions does matter a lot. But the person that we talk about in the third stanza is a person who has matured with all the beloved halts and moving sadly on. That means all the lovely or happy happenings that happened in the time, and the sad happenings also, which featured the life of the poet. Now she does not want to go back, keep on going back and forth and thinking about the happy moments or the sad moments. The only process is of the adult piece that she's talking about is of moving on, moving further, taking experience from what the good has happened, from the bad that has happened, and taking it along on her journey into the future. While she is thinking about it, she is talking about the lonely son, and she is herself identifying with that son as a character who is steel white. Steel white means strong and pure, who has been through the ups and downs of life, but who is still standing strong with her own opinions. This is what the last line of the poem finally gives the message as, that yes, childhood is a phase, or childhood is a time when we are sensitive. We look for what others think of us. We require the acceptance, the love of others. Every word that anyone says to us affects us dearly, but as we move on and assume, or as we take adulthood, we are no longer limited to the subjective views of people towards us. We become more objective. We learn to take the situations as they come on. We have the experience and we move forward. Now, talking about the words that she has used, they are very simple yet very powerful. She has painted a very colorful picture because she's talking about a lawn, a lot of children, and then from the child's perspective, the teacher is also identified from the kind of clothes that she is wearing. Whereas when now she talks about, when she is now thinking about, steel also talks of the color gray. That means, or silverish. That means nothing is left black or white. All the life that we talk about is gray. That's it.